Hey there, and thanks for watching. In today's video, I'm going to be answering 13 random questions about myself. This is a little bit different from my usual financial independence, living frugally, and getting out of debt videos because I took some time to kind of do some self-reflection, and I'm hoping to share that in this video. So this is my birthday month, and the reason I've chosen these questions is actually on the inspiration of a blog post on how to make your birthday more sort of momentous and make it an occasion to serve as a means of growth for you. So full disclosure, I don't always love my birthday because I don't know, I get caught up in sort of, I don't know if it's performance anxiety, but I always feel like, or felt in the past, like I needed to do more. And reflecting on these same or similar questions really helps me kind of frame where I am, where I've come from, and what I've done this year to be proud of. I will leave the link to the post and the questions in the description box. So you can take a look at the questions. Let me know your answers to any of these questions. I would love to hear them because, again, I am super nosy and I love to know things about people. So here are the questions and my answers. Question number 1, where are you now? I am in my home in northeastern New Jersey. What is the date? It is October 2020. And what is the weather like? It's fall, so it's sort of cool, crisp, beautiful, high 60s, low 70s. It's gorgeous and I love it. Question number 3, what was the last movie that you saw, and what was the last movie that you loved? So, believe it or not, despite this lockdown that we're all in, I have been safely continuing to go to the movies, social distancing in full effect, and they'll usually block out every other seat, but it's not really a problem because the movie theaters are dead, which is actually the best time to see a movie. So the last movie that I saw and loved was the same movie, and it was the movie Tenet, the Christopher Nolan movie with John David Washington, and I loved it. I have seen it twice now, and the second time was actually better than the first. I had not really been a fan of Christopher Nolan's work before seeing that movie. He did Inception and Interstellar, and then the Batman trilogy. So I loved Inception. Interstellar was okay. The Batman movies, meh, but I really enjoyed Tenet. So that was the last movie that I both saw and loved. Question number 4, what were the top 3 accomplishments from the last year? This is the question that usually gets me because I always feel like I could be doing more, and I realize that it's actually that beating myself up that keeps me stuck in inertia and keeps me doing nothing at all. So I try to focus on these small wins that I have throughout the year rather than beating myself up for things that I wanted to do but didn't. So here are my top 3 accomplishments for the last year, and there's actually a bonus one because I realized that this is an accomplishment that I'm working on doing at the moment and staying pretty consistent with. So I'll leave you that one as well so you can check it out and see how I've been doing lately. So my top 3 accomplishments from last year were number 1, this channel. I feel like I've really been inspired by you watching. It has been really inspiring to me. It has really pushed me to learn more about personal finance, more about financial independence, learning and growing and doing things with my money. So this channel and the growth that I've seen and the sort of feedback that that you have given me has been really amazing. So I thank you for that and say that this is probably one of my, just being consistent in making videos has been something that I'm the most proud of. Number 2 has been building relationships with people at a higher level than me. And what I mean by that is people that have who have a higher net worth, people who are more accomplished, people who have more accomplishments under their belt than I do, people who are at a higher sort of financial operations level than I am, people who are further along in their businesses than I am. That is all really inspiring to me, but it does involve kind of a large element of pride, humility, I should say, of swallowing my pride and getting over myself enough to speak to these people, because in the past I would be really intimidated and feel like not like I wasn't worthy, but like what did I have to offer them? And I realized that what I can offer is support and I guess encouragement, and just the fact that I'm willing to learn and to contribute to what they're doing is sometimes really encouraging. I know that when people come and speak to me, people who are maybe maybe a little bit further behind me on the path, I'm always really encouraged when people want to learn from whatever I can offer. So I try to give that same energy forward, and I've really been pleased with the way that's paid off, in particular with going to masterminds that I literally pre-shutdown that I found on Meetup, and there's still events going on virtually that are where it's possible to meet people who are at a higher level than you, and that's something that I'm so encouraged and proud of the relationships that I've been privileged to develop with people at a higher level than me. So that's my my second kind of gratitude Thanksgiving list. And then number 3 has been maintaining current relationships. And I can say just in the last few weeks, I've maintained a friendship, and I've actually repaired a friendship that was broken down on my side due to my own silliness, my own kind of, I don't say stupidity, but my own pride. And it involved swallowing my pride to maintain this relationship. And I'm just really, really thankful for this person's graciousness and understanding and their humility. And I don't know what else I expected, because this person was just so amazing, and they had kind of slighted me in a way that I took in a silly way, and I didn't let them know about it because I felt silly about it and embarrassed. But I, good Lord willing, we're supposed to meet up socially distantly in the coming weeks, and I'm hoping to repair that, and to repair that fully in person, because we've been texting back and forth, but it'll be good to see this person. And so it's a friendship I've had for 10 years, and I'm really thankful to be able to maintain that. So that is my 3rd accomplishment. The 4th accomplishment is, again, something that I hope that I'm working toward, and this is fully an embodiment of that progress, not perfection mentality, because I guess I've been overwhelmed by this, and that's starting my website and keeping up with a blog. So I'm in a project right now of doing 31 entries in 31 days, and I'm in the middle of it, so check up on me and let me know how I'm doing. And they're like little teeny tiny entries. But just to have something posted, I think is the most important thing, and to get into that routine, because this has been something I've wanted to do for a long time. So I'm proud of myself for actually doing it, and just doing it, not worrying about whether or not it's perfect or it's heading in the right direction. Just getting started is sometimes the best direction to head in. So that's something I'm really proud about for this year. Question number 5, what made you laugh the hardest recently? And if we're talking recently as in just today, and I'm sure she'd be okay with me sharing this, but so I share this house with my mother, and I love her, and I love spending time with her because I'd been traveling for a bit. And I came back and I saw her sitting at the dining room table enjoying a snack of cheese puffs. And rather than putting them in a bowl or on a plate, she likes to spread them out on a placemat and just sit there and eat them. And I'm like, she's kind of like a little toddler that kind of with her finger food. She's like, yes, I am. Now leave me alone. And I'm like, okay. So it was just kind of a cute moment that we shared. Question number 6, what are you best at? Okay, I've got some really good things for what I'm best at. Or things that I'm very good at. I am very good at determining, without looking at the nutritional information, I can determine on sight and on taste the sugar and calorie content of food per serving. And number 2, I'm really good at knowing what time it is without looking at a watch. So that's something that I'm very good at. I'm best at that. Question number 7, what do you think are your greatest assets and skills? Okay, unconventional answer. My greatest assets and skills are my keen sense of smell and hearing. Weird. Okay, so let me tell you how this manifests itself in my life. I'm very good at determining the volume of things in a room, or if that volume has changed. Sometimes I can tell just by hearing the way sound sounds in the room. I can be like, oh, you cleaned up that space. That space has been cleaned. There are less things in that space than previously before. Or, wow, there's more things in this space than previously before. So this is something that I've discovered about myself recently. Question number 8, what are your life goals at the moment? And I'm looking off to the side if you wonder what I'm looking at. And I will, again, list them down below so you can look at them too. What are my life goals at the moment? I have 2. My first life goal is to become a millionaire and financially independent, hence this channel. And how am I doing? Well, I didn't go backwards, which is good. And I am more actively plugged into the assets and interests that I have, which is a great thing. So I would say that I'm farther along this time this year than I was last year, which is a good thing. That's progress. And my life goal, my second life goal, is to have a family of my own. And how am I doing on that? Well, I'm further along this time this year than I was this time last year. So also progress. So I'm happy about that too. What are your wishes for the upcoming year? And if I just take the answer from the previous question and say that I'd be farther along this time next year than I am right now, that would be great. What do you think you will be doing this time next year, in 5 or 10 years from now? The same thing, only better, and potentially with more people. That's what I got to that. What do you think will change about you over the next year, change about me, and how do I want to grow? So this is something that I have been learning this month, or this year, and it's a great lesson for me. And that again is humility, number one, to get over myself and to stop standing in my own way. That's a big one. That's been a theme throughout my whole life. But really, I come back to the serenity prayer, which is the courage, no, let me get it right, the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So for me, serenity I can also replace with release, because while I might know that I can't, know in my head that I can't change something, it doesn't stop me from, really turning it over in my head and really kind of, being like, my mother says, a dog with a bone with it, but releasing things that I can't change. Actually getting off my butt and doing something about the things that I can change, that's really important. And then knowing the difference between the things I can change and the things I can't. And a good way to tell that is myself. I can only change myself and my own behavior and reactions. That's it. Everything else I can't change. So I hope that I continue to learn that lesson and to become better at that. Question number 12. What is one piece of advice you would give your past self? And that piece of advice would be to just chill. Just chill out. It's going to be okay. That's the biggest piece of advice I would give myself. And question number 13, what is your purpose in life? And I've actually thought a lot about this too. And I feel like my purpose in life is to connect people with their greatest desires and provide a roadmap for helping them make those desires come true. And this is inspired by a quote that I heard that we had in our house growing up. And that quote was, "Happy are those who dream dreams and are willing to pay the price to make them come true." And I feel like that stuck with me as a child, because I feel like kind of unconsciously or consciously, that's something that I do. And again, it comes back to that idea of the serenity prayer and releasing the things I cannot change, but accepting and taking the courage to change the things that I can and knowing the difference. So that's just something that I'm playing with right now and will hopefully continue to play with as the year goes on. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope this has been interesting, at least, so you can learn a little bit more about me. I know it's kind of a departure from my usual financial videos, but there you go. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you'll keep watching. Bye.